get it out to Chloe, who is out in our backyard right now, because let's just put it this way. All of our pets need a little extra training. They need a little extra knowledge about how to behave every once in a while. Chloe, what are you seeing out there?
Well, I'm here with the expert. This is Nick Smith from Dog Training Elite. Now, normally we would be frolicking in the backyard, but look to my side. We've got the sprinklers going on. But we're still going to get some great tips from Nick. First of all, thanks for joining us today. It's National Pet Day, folks, and we're so excited. And you brought a sweet little companion here. What can you tell us about this one?
His name is Kaden. He's a 3.5-year-old border collie. He's my personal psychiatric service dog, and he's one of the best dogs I've ever had.
I can definitely tell. So, you are obviously a dog training expert. If someone needs to start from scratch, where do they begin?
Just starting with the basics, teaching the dog what no means, what yes means, and just kind of giving that confidence where if you ask them to do something, they get praised after, helps build that relationship with you and the dog, and just, helps benefit you and that dog the rest of their life.
Perfect. And so I guess it starts with the basics is what you're saying. So walk and then heel. And then what else do we move on to? The rollovers, is that a next step, or how do we work our way up to that?
Rollover's a fun one, but it's a little unnecessary in my opinion. You want the basic ones that are going to be relevant in your everyday life. Having your dog sit, and one thing we do is when we teach a sit, we teach an implied stay. So if I tell Kaden to sit, I'm going to expect him to hold his sit.
Oh.
I'm going to expect him to hold his sit until I give him a release word, which is break. And break means do a dog, be a dog, whatever you want to do. Another fun command as well is place. Place means put all 4 paws on something.
Oh.
And that's a great one for if you want them to place on a bed while the guests walk in, so they're not all excited jumping all over everybody. So there's some basic ones that are relevant in everyday life for.
I'm curious, do you become a bit more busy maybe during the holidays when people have large gatherings? Because I'm sure that's a really popular one.
And after Christmas, everybody gets their puppies. It's usually around this time, actually. So everybody gets their puppies in Christmas, and then they're realizing, I can't really handle a puppy. It's like, I need some training. So that's when it gets a little busy right now.
Can you teach an old dog new tricks?
100%. I just trained a 9-year-old lab. He was extremely aggressive, and then by the 3rd day, I got him to lay on my lap. So it's doable.
I love that. So I guess what are so is it I guess maybe it's just time working with the dogs. What is the secret? Because I've heard from people before, my dog is wild, they can't be trained or whatever, but it can be done. What is maybe the secret or the key? Is it patience?
I always say number 1 rule of dog training is be more patient than your dog, and also consistency is huge. Because if I tell him to sit and I don't enforce it, next time he's going to be like, they didn't make me do it, so I'm not going to do it. So consistency and follow through is absolutely crucial.
So I don't have children, but I consider my animals children, especially my 2 dogs. And one thing I really care about is their health. And what I understand is the healthy snacks and the not so good treats to be giving your furry friends. What are some of the things that we should be giving them, and what should we avoid at all costs?
So my personal preference on treats is freeze-dried beef liver. It's one ingredient. It's healthy. You can give them a lot of it. The ones that I stay away from are kind of the ones you get at like PetSmart and that kind of thing, like the bacon strips. Not my favorite. I consider it McDonald's for dogs.
Oh my gosh, I am gonna have to change things up. And then is it possible to make some things at home for your dog? I know some people have started doing that too.
Oh, 100%. I personally don't do it. It's a lot of work, and I go through a lot of treats. But one thing I do is, to help his belly sometimes, is I give him canned pumpkin. It helps his belly and just kind of helps him digest a little easier.
And I feel like you're taking a little snooze, aren't you? Well, thank you, Nick, for joining us today. As we're wrapping up, where can people get more information?
Dogtrainingelite.com.
Perfect. And happy National Pet Day to all. We'll send it back to you, Evan.
Dog's doing my favorite trick right now, performing my favorite trick, just lying down and resting. Chloe, thanks so much.